Chris had a list of everyone he wanted to meet. So he had authors on there. He had YouTubers, actors, entrepreneurs. He made a list of all these people. And he said, if I can get the email, chris@forbes.com, all my heroes will respond to me. So he made a magazine, a Forbes magazine, a fake one. He put his face on it. He put his resume in it. He made a custom Forbes box. He skipped school at USC and he flew to New York City. And he walked into the Forbes headquarters and they saw this kid. They saw his Forbes box and they said, you're not allowed in here. Get out. And so he spent all this money to fly there. They kicked him out. He went around back. There was a separate mail elevator for people who deliver mail to these companies in the skyscraper. And he asked the person, hey, I need to deliver a package. Can I use this mail elevator? The mail person didn't care. So he took the mail elevator up to the Forbes floor. And then he walked into Forbes and he looked for the biggest glass office. And he knocked on the door. The guy told him to come in and he pitched himself for a job at Forbes so that he could get the email chris@forbes.com. The guy said, we like your story. We'll keep in contact. He flew back to San Diego to Los Angeles and then they kind of ghosted him. He made a TikTok about it. Inc. magazine, the second biggest business magazine company, saw the TikTok and said, we want to hire you immediately. And then he got the email, chris@incmagazine.com, emailed all his heroes. They all responded. Elliot Bisnow, the founder of Summit Series, responded and he said, I'm going to FaceTime you in 5 minutes.
Elliot's he's on it.
Yeah. And then he FaceTimed Elliot. Elliot flew him out to Miami and he wanted to make the same company that Elliot has, but for creators. So then he invented
Summit.
Creator Camp. He dropped out of USC last semester, senior year, the most expensive college in America. And now his company's doing amazing.
Yeah. I was very impressed with Chris. Elliot was the one that connected us on the cruise. He was like, you need to meet this guy.
Yeah.
And we just clicked right away. I'm really impressed with what he built for himself. And I kind of heard this story, just the shortened version of it, so I didn't know all these little details, but isn't it kind of illegal what he did? He was just forging, and breaking into places.
Well, the Forbes was obviously fake. I don't think he was posing it like it was a real thing. He was posing it like I'm an inspired kid who wants to get a job. But yeah, it was probably illegal on multiple ends. But who knows? You take risk.
I think that's what you have to do. You have to put yourself out there, and I think the worst thing you could do is nothing. And I don't want to live in regret. So
have you heard Steven Spielberg's story?
I have no regrets. No.
Steven Spielberg, what you do when you want to be a film student, film director, you go to USC, UCLA, you network, you get a role. He didn't get into any film school. He went to Universal Studios, dressed up with a suit and a briefcase. There's a ride that goes past a real film studio in LA, in Universal Studios. He rode the ride. When it went past the film studio, he jumped off, walked into the film studio, acted like he worked there. They gave him a 3-day pass to come back. Every day for the next 3 days, he came back. He introduced himself to all the security guards as if he was hired there. And then after 3 days, he no longer had a pass. And he just walked into this film studio in Universal Studios as if he worked there for 3 months. And then he pitched Jaws, became the youngest film director in history. Star Wars.
You got to do it. Yeah. I think if you were to take away anything from this interview, it would be that's real magic, what he did.
Yeah.
He made an opportunity for himself. I do not come from any unique circumstance that gave me any advantage and completely changed my life. And I think anyone else can do that too.